何が何だかわかんねえって面だな。
え
え。例の死体が見つかったあの場所はな、あそこは通称空の一坪って厄介な土地なんだよ。
Of the Dojima family's 3 lieutenants, Daisaku Kuze is arguably the most interesting. His thuggish nature could easily be misconstrued as oafish, but beneath the surface, Kuze is a complex man shaped by violence. His worldview, that life is a constant struggle through perpetual combat, fuels his dogged determination and resilience. In his eyes, the true mark of a man is how well they face up to adversity, with the most respectable characters being the ones who refuse to buckle under hardship. There's no truer example of a person purposely taking the most difficult path in pursuit of their own philosophies in the entire Yakuza series than Daisaku Kuze. In fact, Kuze claims he joined the Yakuza not to punch down on men weaker than him, but to beat on guys that are stronger. There is a flip side to Kuze's outlook too. He isn't just a man hell-bent on ruthlessness. No, he's a man ruled by a strict code of honor that dictates those who share his worldview must earn his respect, even if they are his enemy. The Daisaku Kuze we first encounter as Kazuma Kiryu in Yakuza 0 is a rock-solid 50-something. A man in incredible shape for his age, perhaps owing to his former life as a boxer. He's seemingly carved out of wood, adorning stylish light gray suits with contrasting snakeskin belt and loafers. His gold-rimmed sunglasses, worn even indoors, befit a man of his stature, whilst also provoking a standoffishness, or perhaps even a detachment from his surroundings. In shading his eyes, he's keeping his distance. It's worth fixating on his sunglasses and attire for a moment, because during Kuze and Kiryu's iconic second battle, both men are cast down to the sewers. Kuze, demoted and humiliated, having been forced to perform Yubitsume and cut off a portion of his little finger to atone for expelling Kiryu without his Oyabun's permission, is shirtless and without both his gold-rimmed sunglasses and fancy footwear. It's here, stripped of his symbolic clothing, he delivers a memorable monologue to Kiryu, and with it, an invitation into his inner psyche for the first time. His speech, as it goes, "The Yakuza game, it's not like boxing. The man who gets beat down isn't the loser. The guy who can't tough it out to the end. He is the one who loses."
お前に一ついいことを教えといてやる。極道ってのはな、ボクシングとは違え。喧嘩に負けたやつが敗者になるんじゃねえ。最後まで張り続けらんなかったやつが負けるんだよ。ああ、そうだろう。
At this point in Yakuza 0's story, Kuze is Kiryu's chief tormentor and judge, decrying Kiryu as unworthy of the Yakuza title. In his words to Kiryu, "You, a half like you, is the one thing I can't stand." He sees Kiryu as an underling soullessly pursuing fame and fortune, and as such, is determined to stand in his way. There's a heck of a lot of symbolism in the sewer fight. Its setting, a modern-day underworld of sorts, could be interpreted as the gates of hell themselves, with Kuze resolutely blocking Kiryu's entrance. It's here in the sewers where Kuze lays down judgment on Kiryu, but it's also where we learn of his integrity and willingness to offer respect to those who hold themselves to the same moral and ideological principles. "As long as I'm alive, I'll keep getting up for more," as Kuze exclaims, the yardstick by which measures others. His judgmental presence throughout Yakuza 0 extends to Tachibana's final scenes too. During his torture, Tachibana stays resolute and outright refuses to expel information as to Makoto's whereabouts despite being subject to extreme pain. Kuze silently watches on, clad in gray suit and gold-rimmed sunglasses again, but this time we, the audience, are privy to his worldview. He's judging Tachibana, and throughout his torture, he's recognizing him as a man who won't buckle under duress. It isn't just that he realizes underling Yoneda will eventually kill him, leaving Kuze in a worse-off situation, but he chooses to spare Tachibana because he's displaying those characteristics he values so dearly. Yoneda thoughtlessly killing Tachibana isn't what motivates Kuze to kill him in retaliation. No, it's the fact that Yoneda has acted in direct defiance of his worldview. Where does Kuze's worldview come from? Well, his history as a boxer could offer us some clues. Some of the deepest thinkers in history were fighters. Japanese boxing, which incidentally enjoyed a golden era in the 1970s, likely the decade Kuze boxed the most, embodies the sport's concept of mental fortitude. Boxing as a circuit is a cycle of defeat and subsequent rematch, with boxers slain in the ring refusing to accept defeat, instead demanding a definitive bout to decide the ultimate winner. Kuze, likely inspired by Japan's first boxing megastar Masahiko Harada, who routinely went on epic win streaks in the 1960s after tasting defeat in the ring, outright refuses to accept defeat at the hands of Kiryu, instead re-challenging him to another bout 5 times throughout Yakuza 0's story. He does eventually warm to Kiryu's virtues as a fighter and as a man, although it requires Kiryu to punch those sunglasses clean off his face in their 4th fight before he starts to fully realize those traits he values so highly are present in his opponent. In many ways, Daisaku Kuze is not a judge to Kiryu, but a trainer and a mentor. Each fight is a lesson to Kiryu, an opportunity granted to him by Kuze to learn about himself, to discover his own inner strength and perseverance. As it happens, Kuze does grant Kiryu passage to hell. He deems him worthy of the Yakuza, although even in defeat he offers choice words of wisdom out of respect for Kiryu. You're about to step into the deepest, darkest pit of the Yakuza world, with the implication being there's no turning back. Kuze's judgment has passed, and Kiryu is a true Yakuza. Despite only appearing in Yakuza 0 and Ryuga Gotoku Online, Daisaku Kuze's influence is felt throughout the entire series. It's no coincidence Kiryu goes on to dress in similarly gray-shaded suits and snakeskin shoes, as he's clearly indebted to Kuze's rigid outlook. As a villain, Kuze is fascinatingly complex, personifying a duality seldom seen in media. So what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.